Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we have ourselves a Tomb Kings versus Empire matchup. On the Tomb King side, we have Adam Shadow, and on the Empire side, we have Wa Gitstein. On the Tomb King side, we are led by Ark in the Black. We've got a couple Ushabti, a couple Tomb Scorpions here, a line of Tomb Guard up the front, and some Skeleton Spears on the outside, as well as one unit of Archers here. Pretty straightforward, and also a couple Necrotechs as well. So it's kind of looking for kind of just rush the front lines of the Empire, I'm guessing, because Tomb Kings generally struggle a bit with the Empire cannons. And now, as for the Empire side, we have Boris Todbringer up in the sky. We have a couple Outriders and an Outriders with grenade launchers here hiding in the forest. Further into the forest, we have a Demigryph Knights with halberds. We have an Empire Knights with Warrior Priest and a Bright Wizard, always good against the undead. And we have a very small infantry line for the Empires. We just have 3 Spearmen and the Hammer of the Witch's Great Cannon. And we have one more Empire Knights on the far left flank, and we will get this show underway. Now it looks like the Tomb Kings are going to just be rushing right up the middle, though I'm sure Adam Shaddal is going to notice that there is a surprisingly lack of forces on the map. So either there's going to be some kind of trickery coming in the forest, and now he will be seeing the forces over here on the far right flank. We have these grenade launchers firing into the Skeleton Spearmen, doing some pretty good damage, but also hitting the tree. So he might be wanting to hold back the fire on there until he can get some more unobstructed range of fire, but they are doing some pretty good damage. We have Boris kind of flying overhead, and it looks like he's kind of circling around, maybe seeing this Tomb Scorpion here kind of isolated as he does swoop in, and he pulls right back up here. We're still going to be having these cannons firing in, but now he swoops in against Archon here, popping Foe Seeker and Deadly Onslaught. We have some Archers now firing in, but the Outriders are swarming in the back. And Boris now takes off right as he gets Spirit Leeched here. Maybe taking a little bit of damage, and now the Outriders have collapsed on the Archers, and they will be keeping them from firing while the Great Cannon continues to fire into the Ushabti, a very good target, either firing into the Ushabti or the Tomb Scorpions. Now the Ushabti are going to be swinging back, kind of peeling off the Outriders here, trying to free off those Scorpions. Now the grenade launchers are continuing to fire in, pretty much deleting the Skeleton Spearman unit, and that Skeleton Spearman is disintegrating into the dust. Looks like we have a Burning Head coming down, missing one unit of Tomb Guard there, but coming right on through the Tomb Guard on here. That is a lot of damage, and it looks like it is even going to be hitting this second unit of Tomb Guard. That is going to be doing some massive damage, and that is some very good value. And now we have Boris and the Empire Knights surrounding this Tomb Scorpion here, doing some pretty good damage, but Tomb Scorpion is going to be able to get out of it without too much damage. Now we got the Ushabti and the Tomb Guard coming in as support, going to be kind of coming in against the spear line. Hammer of the Witch is still firing in, despite the fact that the Empire hasn't really brought much in the way of infantry. Looks like we got a little blob fight here. The Bright Wizard Warrior Priest engaged with one of the unit of Tomb Guard, but it's only a matter of time before this Tomb King army is able to push in, and there's some more just fire coming in from the grenade launchers, doing some considerable damage to these Skeleton Archers. I'm sure those Skeleton Archers will not be long for this world. It would probably be good if they would be shooting against maybe any of the infantry here, but they're just going to have to use as much ammo as they can because they will be leaving this world. It's only a matter of time. Now Boris is engaged with Archon here with some Empire Knight support. This is a really good matchup for the Empire here. It doesn't look like Archon is taking as much damage as I think the Empire would be wanting. And now we got the Ushabti kind of turning around to support Archon. And it also looks like now the cannon is getting overwhelmed. Looks like we have a summons here of Skeleton Warriors from Archon as they is trying to shut down that Hammer of the Witches. We got another Necrotech here. I think for now the guns have been silenced, But we'll see if the Empire is able to push them back and get those things firing off again. The Tomb Scorpions here on the far flank, kind of pushing through, getting rid of those Spearman unit. Though the Tomb Kings are very blobbed up, and that is perfect for these Outriders with the grenade launchers as they continue to rack up considerable kills as they continue to do all that damage, and especially with grenade launchers against the undead, you are going to be getting a great bonus there. It looks like the Tomb King line has pushed off the Great Cannon there. We have one unit of Spearmen in the back, though. That really isn't... And we have the summons, the Ushabti summon coming down. I'm not really sure. I think they were trying to get these Empire Knights, but I really don't see any good targets here as the Ushabti are now chasing after the Bright Wizard. I feel like that summon could have been better used in a different situation here. Now, the Forest is coming down. I don't think he's going to want to be staying in this situation here. He is surrounded by all of the Tomb King army, though he is blobbing them up, and those grenade launchers are getting in a lot of good damage against this clustered unit of Tomb Kings. Though Forest is definitely going to want to be pulling back right now. He does not want to be taking too much damage from both Tomb Scorpions, Archon, Ushabti, and Necrotex. They are going to be doing so much damage to him, and he is not going to be wanting to be taking that. Outriders are continuing just to fire freely, as the Tomb Kings just don't have anything really to respond. We have the Warrior Priests over here engaged with some Skeleton Spearmen, and the Empire Knights, and the Demigryph Knights. The Demigryph Knights really haven't had too many good targets here. I mean, they would really be doing well if they could get on the Ushabti or the Tomb Scorpions. But as long as those guys stay within the Tomb King infantry blob, they'll be doing pretty good there. And it looks like now the Empire is starting to kind of swing around to kind of regroup. I mean, they've got kind of the Spearmen, got another unit of Empire Knights here, but these units over in the woods are starting to circle around kind of through the woods, looking like they're going to be trying to link back up with the rest of the Empire army. And the Tomb Kings are just kind of hounding them as much as they can, though without the speed, they're not going to be able to really catch. An Empire is going to be pretty much free to pick their engagements as long as there isn't any form of misplay of one kind or another. Though it does look like the Great Cannons are back, and the cannons are sitting right here in this woods. If they can get back, and it looks like they're making a beeline straight for them, if they can get back and start shooting again, that is going to be really, really big for the Empire, getting that ranged artillery. And with the Tomb Kings now, they are just kind of chasing around, so they are far enough away where those cannons are going to be able to rack up some good damage. They've got plenty of ammo left. They were not able to fire a whole lot of shots. Boris is trying to do as much free damage as he can against this Tomb Guard, but now both Necrotex, Archon, and a Tomb Scorpion is closing in. He is going to want to be pulling right back out. Let those Outriders fire in, get the damage that they can against those constructs. Now we got the Demigryph Knights coming in here, trying to screen out these Ushabti, free up that Warrior Priest. Now those Ushabti are sitting out, so they're going to be taking a meaty charge here from the Empire Knights and Demigryph Knights. So they'll be taking some pretty good damage before the Tomb Kings are able to give them the proper infantry support that they need. And these cannons are back online. I don't know if they are firing right now. They kind of just all lined up right next to each other, but the crews have manned them. And there's a few shots going in right down the line. Looks like they're firing at the Necrotex there. These Outriders still plenty of ammo left to do some good work here. Now Archon is being hounded by the Warrior Priest with the cavalry support. But the balance of power is still dead even. Despite the mobility advantage and the work that the grenade launchers and CD shots come raining in and doing all this damage against the undead, it is something to see. It is going to be quite the number of kills that they have racked up. Now it is pretty much just a blob fight for the Tomb Kings as they try and grind down. And we got a burning head coming right through the meat of the Tomb King formation. That is going to be some good damage as pretty much all of the units are now crumbling. This is not good for the Tomb Kings. We still have Archon, who is pretty low on health, while Boris is still pretty full. I'd say Boris would be a good idea almost to swoop in to try and kind of pull off an alpha strike, though it does look like the Warrior Priest is routed, and he is probably going to be going down here. It looks like we got a Fate of Yuna actually going down on these Demigryph Knights, and they are now routed. Tomb Scorpion is very isolated, so yes, Boris is doing some good damage against that. The other one is trying to get back to support it. Now, if these Knights actually might be a good idea to kind of swoop in, isolate this Tomb Scorpion here. But they're running in for a charge against these Tomb Guard. A Fireball coming in, doing some good damage. I think this target and Arkan might have hit some of the infantry before, but Arkan is very, very low. He's doing a last Samurai charge into the Outriders. Now these Outriders are probably just going to fire right into his back, so Arkan is going to be going down right here. I don't see how he's going to make it out of that one. And I mean, the Ushabti are trying to pull them out. Someone going down as Arkan breathes his last. And he goes down. Now, Boris here is in a pretty good position because there isn't really a whole lot on the Tomb King side that can counter him. I mean, you got the two, I guess you have the two Tomb Scorpions and the two Necrotechs, but they're not really best suited to deal with a large single entity that is Boris. And again, the Empire are just kind of surrounding what's left of the Tomb Kings as the Outriders are still able to just keep plucking away. And Tomb Kings don't have anything that can chase off these last round units, and the Hammer of the Witches does come back again. They probably won't be getting back onto the cannons. The Tomb Kings are right next to where those artillery pieces are, and both Boris and the Outriders are kind of kiting away from the blob that is the Tomb Kings. I don't know how much Winds of Magic the Bright Wizard's got left in him. If he's got enough for another Burning Head, that might just call it. I think Boris might be trying to blob them up, but it looks like he's just trying to get any free damage he can, probably against these Necrotechs, the last single entities that the Tomb Kings have left. So now the Tomb Kings really need to kind of commit to one side or the other. They just need to push in and deal as much damage as they can. So they're going to be trying to take out both of the spears here. Make sure that that Hammer of Witches does not get back online. Get them off the field for good. I mean, pretty much, there's nothing much they can do against the Outriders until they've used up their ammunition. So you pretty much just have to ignore them at this point. As much as you would like to deal with them, you just can't. So now that they're down with this blob here, as Boris comes in, he's trying to probably deal the finishing blow, and he's got Deadly Onslaught, Cascading Fire Cloak going down, and Foe Seeker. And it looks like one of these Necrotechs it's not quite yet crumbling. These Ushabti are crumbling, though. I'm sure that Necrotech will be. He's coming back a little bit on the leadership. And Boris is now pulling up as the Outriders looks like they are, at least one unit is now completely out of ammo. The other one maybe has one round left. So they are now going to have to be committing to melee. That Bright Wizard, even these last few Tomb Guards as they crumble down, almost rout it. Keep that Bright Wizard out. Now Boris is probably going to be coming in, see if he can't eliminate, probably going after that Necrotech there. Coming in, charging, bringing the Necrotech down, getting some good damage down. That thing is now crumbling. That one Necrotech will be going down pretty quick here, as Boris is now going to have to try and focus the last three single entities here. But is Boris enough now that all of the Outriders are out of ammo? Can they finish the job? Are they going to be able to come in? We got more Outriders coming in. Some spears are still around. Surprising that one of the three infantry units of the Empire is still on the field. Boris now swooping in on this Necrotech, which is a little bit separated from these two Tomb Scorpions here. That could be, if that Necrotech was a little bit farther right in between these two Tomb Scorpions, it might have been enough to kind of hold out a little bit longer, but that Necrotech is now crumbling, and it's only a matter of time, I think, until army losses are going to be probably kicking in here pretty soon. Though, for the Tomb Kings, it's like these Tomb Scorpions, they are an anti-infantry unit, and they do not do so well against large single entities. This last Necrotech here is debilitating and crumbling, so that one is just down to these last two Tomb Scorpions. Balance power is still pretty close, but I don't think that those two Tomb Scorpions are going to be enough to deal with, especially now that Boris he's just kind of pulling out, coming back in, cycle charging as much as he can. Last Necrotech gone, Bright Wizard finishes him off. And now Boris comes in, taking out this Tomb Scorpion. That other Tomb Scorpion, its animation actually pulled it away from the battle, which probably was not very ideal for Adam Shadow here, as that. But I don't know though. That last Tomb Scorpion is still pretty much full health. Though Boris, yeah, that cycle charging that Boris is doing, I think is just going to be breaking the back of the Tomb Kings. Especially this one Tomb Scorpion is crumbling, and once that one goes down, I don't think that a single Tomb Scorpion is going to be able to deal with a cycle charging Boris, a Bright Wizard that I don't think it has any Winds of Magic left at this point, but if it has anything, it's just going to be too much for the Tomb Kings to handle here. Boris coming in for that final strike, probably against that Tomb Scorpion, and that Tomb Scorpion is almost down. Now it is crumbling away, and it is just down to this one glorious construct left as he is trying to go after this Bright Wizard. And look at that, and Boris swooping in from the sky, coming in. Just marvel at the glorious battle that is the last stand of the Tomb Scorpion. It is crumbling, and away it shall be going, and the Empire will be taking it here as Boris swoops in one more time for the kill. And there it goes, disintegrating into the ground, and so does fall the last Tomb Scorpion. Quite the battle there, and the Empire will finally take it. And now we take a look at the aftermarket, and oh my gosh, the Outriders, 353 kills. They did some serious work. Now, definitely with the Tomb Kings here, it was probably looking to rush what was probably expecting a more of a cannon line versus a mobile cav unit skirmishing force. Generally the Tomb Kings are going to be struggling a bit more with those, like the gunpowder factions, and then the Empire coming in with Boris. I mean, obviously you got to be bringing the Bright Wizard against an undead faction. It just burning head fireball, it just does so much damage. It's almost, you have to include that. They did so well. I mean, Hammer of the Witches, I think it was almost, Hammer of the Witches was almost a distraction piece in this matchup. Really not getting any kills. It was chased off a couple times, but it did come back that one time, get a few more shots in, but I don't think it was able to really do a whole lot there. But again, fantastic match by Wagitstein and Adam Shadow, and that will be all for today. Have a good one, and thanks for watching.